Welcome to Practical Tactical, and today I want to talk about hunt camp hygiene, field hygiene, or just camping in the woods hygiene. How do you stay clean while you're out there? So stick around, we're going to talk about it. Back in the early 80s, I went on a trip whitewater rafting on the Ottawa River, and on the way there, we drove through an area called the Madawaska Highlands, which is about, I'm going to say 2 or 3 hours northeast of Toronto. And on the way through there, I really was kind of struck by the beauty of the area. It was kind of an untouched area. There wasn't a lot of people there, a lot of crown land. It was hilly with a lot of lakes and rivers and stuff like that. And it was a really nice place. And I decided I was going to go deer hunting in that area, and I did. And Ted Nugent was really pushing the archery thing for deer, and he got a lot of time. I think he lived in Michigan at the time, and so he was on the radio a lot, and even TV shows and deer hunting shows he would be on there. And I kind of got excited about it. So I go up there deer hunting for the first time, and I had never really gone before. I thought I'd wing it, and I get out there, and one of the first things that I realized was all of a sudden I got to go to the bathroom in the woods, and I never gave it a thought how to do that. You live in a city, you got bathrooms, and it kind of was a bit of a problem. And staying clean while I was out there was a bit of a problem. I really wasn't all that prepared for it. And after a few days, I got a rash, and it kind of got out of hand. I was feeling pretty rough, and no matter what I did to try to clean at that point, I was already irritated, and I just couldn't seem to get clean enough. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to avoid that for yourself. I don't want that to happen to you. And I have a few products here that I want to show you, and just to get you thinking about it. You might already be thinking about it, but probably not all of this. So the obvious one is some kind of a wet naps, like these are 24 in a pack. I probably got them at the dollar store for, I don't know, $2 or $3 maybe. And there's quite a few here. There's probably be enough to last you a week. And these are fine for while you're out there in the woods and you need them for those kind of situations. And then there's other ones. I found these other ones at the dollar store, wet ones, and these are both lemon fragrance, and these are a little bit bigger. Probably tear the pack open and see what they look like. I haven't even opened them. Well, I see there's 2 to a pack. They're a little bit bigger probably than the wet naps. We can open these up, no problem. Take a look at those. These wet naps are good for a small job, when you're out in the woods and you got to go to the bathroom. That's fine, but it's not going to work for your whole body. You're going to need 100 of these things. So what I started doing was I started bringing along washcloths. So you get these at the dollar store. I got a 4-pack here for $2. So I would bring like 2 of these per day. While I'm out there, and what I do is I would saturate these with rubbing alcohol. Now at the drugstore you can get the strong alcohol, which is 99% alcohol, and at the dollar store they have like 50% and sometimes 70%. I've never seen a 99% at the dollar store, but basically just soak one of these things with rubbing alcohol and wash your body from the top down. And a reason I like 2 per day is I like to do that twice. Start off with just one, do that first job. Put that one in a bag or something, a baggie, and then do it again. And by the time you do the second one, you're going to be really, really clean. So this one here, washing yourself with rubbing alcohol is a really, really good strategy. It kills the bacteria on contact, and you get yourself pretty clean. Now the other thing is I've also used hydrogen peroxide. You do the exact same thing. You saturate the washcloth and wash yourself with hydrogen peroxide. You might even want to alternate, where you wash once with alcohol and once with hydrogen peroxide. Best of both worlds. You kind of, the hydrogen peroxide is kind of like a bleach chlorine solution, and it's going to kill the bacteria on contact as well as the alcohol. So between the two of them, you're going to be pretty clean. So bring yourself at least 2 per day, and you're going to be in good shape. So just wash up with that. So I hope that's a good tip for you guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you put it to good use. You're going to enjoy it if you're out in the woods for any length of time, and if you don't have this stuff with you, you got to improvise, and then you got to just boil water or something, or at least warm it up in a pan or a pot, and hopefully you have enough water to do that, and just kind of sponge wash yourself. That's at least you can at least do that. But really for convenience, if you're not there for a real long time, the rubbing alcohol and the hydrogen peroxide are really, really great tips. It helps you stay clean, you feel clean, you're fresh. And you know what else? I guess I forgot to mention this. If you're asthmatic, I have asthma and hay fever, and if I kill a deer, guess what? All that hair from the deer gets all over my hunting clothes, all over me, all over my face, my skin, and now I got a problem. I got to get clean so I don't get asthma. I got to go back to camp. I got to sleep, and I'm all covered in all this animal hair, and I'm going to get asthma, I'm going to get hay fever. So how do I get rid of that? So again, we're back to the exact same strategy. Wash up with the alcohol and the hydrogen peroxide, get as clean as I possibly can, and then that way that's not a problem. So if you're asthmatic or you got hay fever and you're allergic to animals and animal hair, by all means, this is gonna save you a lot of frustration while you're out there. Now, while we're on the subject of field hygiene, I did put a link in the subject below. It's a link to the Army Field Manual called Field Hygiene and Sanitation. I think it's called FM21. So there will be a link below for that, so please download that. It's just a small PDF. That's a very worthwhile kind of a document for you guys to read and keep handy. When you spend time out in the field, it talks a lot about how to deal with bugs and insects, water purification, a lot of that kind of stuff as well. So, I'm just touching on one point, is just the how to stay clean and feel like you're showered when you're out in the woods for a while. But the field hygiene and sanitation is very, very worthwhile as far as where to go to the bathroom, how to deal with that, how to keep yourself from getting dysentery from that sort of thing. So it's pretty interesting stuff. The water purification stuff is really interesting as well. How to sterilize a water bottle when you're using water out of the river. There's some good tips on how to do that in there. So please download that. Take a look if you're interested at all. So there it is. Keep yourself clean in the field. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.